Hey kid, wanna hear a story about my tragic past? Yeah, well, every once in a while, the birth of a meme haunts you. If you used the internet back in the 2000s, you probably encountered this one. Do you like Mudkipz? And even now, I tremble every time I see Mudkipz sprite. Because I do like Mudkipz. But I love torchic more. In fact, I cannot help but resent Mudkipz deep down inside for stealing attention away from my darling torchic. It's a fire chicken! What more do you want? A cute frog with a cute smile and a unique design? Okay, maybe I understand, but you have to stop sleeping on my boy Torchic! I, for one, am sick and tired of the slander. No more. I will prove that he is worthy. Strap in, boys. It's time for the solo Torchic run! We begin our journey in the back of a moving vehicle, caught the lack of seatbelts or even a place for me to sit down. This is how you know I wasn't planned. But my mom plays dumb and tells me to go introduce myself to the neighbors, as if she isn't going to shove me into the basement and isolate me later. Apparently my rival's name is Brendan. I beg to differ. I would never associate with a man named Brendan. I would just not exist within a 10-foot radius of him. I would evaporate into dust. R.I.P. to May, but I'm different. I must be starring in a horror movie because an old man is getting mauled by what I can only assume is a furry. Nice suit, bro. Really convincing. Never to fear. Torchic is here, and he claws its eyes out. With that level of alpha energy, there's only one nickname possible for my male Torchic. Torchad. Let's go! Ooh. Now I know what you're thinking. A mild nature for a Torchad? Doesn't make sense, does it? But that's where you're wrong. Mild is a state of being. He is modest, humble, in his zone, meditating, nourished. He is the Taco Bell mild sauce. With Torchad by my side, I can finally get away from this place. Never trust a town that has only 3 houses. I go to fight my rival, whose name shall not be mentioned for the sake of my own sanity throughout this run. The internet's prized little starter goes out in 4 hits. Mudkipz? More like Mudkipz. As I turn out of Old Town, I see the great big unknown in front of me. And I think to myself, Lucy, name a single game that you're good at. Without counting visual novels and rhythm games, and I can't think of a single one. So why am I undertaking a challenge like this when I'm terrible at Pokemon? And the one time I tried to battle seriously was on Pokemon Showdown, and I got roasted and toasted in my first battle. It wasn't even close, and I was so ashamed I erased my browser history like I'd just done a Google image search of Gardevoir and acted like it never happened. The answer is because I'm stupid. So I continue on, blithely ignorant of what's to come. I find out the reason my dad abandoned me is because he has a new child now. His name is Wally. He's the son he always wanted but never had. It's a little too close to home, but not that it matters, cause all I need is Torchad to replace my Tor dad. Honestly, I'm surprised that nothing is a challenge for Torchad so far. He's just out here clawing eyes out, defining the game, absolutely destroying these boys out here. So in my hubris, I decide to approach the rock gym. What's the worst that can happen? The first 2 trainers are no big, so I heal up and head back to Roxanne and... Oh. Well, that's not gonna work out, considering we got bodied by the first rock tomb, so I decide to go a little north and help Torchad get swole for the Roxanne fight. I try again when I hit level 20, since that's not disgustingly over-leveled. I slap an Oranberry on Torchad, and thus begins the suffering. Ember does enough damage that I'm thinking I can get this done with good enough RNG from Sand Attack misses, but I still can't seem to cinch it despite coming so close the first few tries. I have a string of bad attempts where GOD turns Torchad into mincemeat. But then I get this run where Nosepass just keeps using Harden over and over again, getting harder and harder Bro, I'm like 10. You know, I've always subconsciously hated nose pass, but I never knew it was trauma related until now. Really explains a lot. Either way, because nose pass's accuracy was ridiculously low and Roxanne wasted all of her potions on Geodude, we can finally put him to rest. I bet Torchad is glad to be done with that one. Sorry. By the way, I helped out some old man earlier with getting his Wingull back, and now he's taking me on his private yacht to any city I want, alone and unsupervised. I'm sure it's fine. I really expected the fighting gym leader to give me more problems, but Torchad is out here just pecking out their intestines and having himself a nice snack. Dude, I get it, you're ripped, but this game is rated E. But yeah, he gets wrecked and pecked, not much more to say. I was trying to avoid becoming overleveled, but the second rival fight is kind of getting in the way of that. I trained my boy up to level 30 in the hopes that he can survive muddy water. I tried throwing some pocket sand into his eyes, but poor Torchad keeps getting flooded in the muddy tears of this marsh tom. Bro, just miss, it's that easy. But it's okay, cause in the next attempt he uses Bide? I mean, I know he has some pent-up rage, probably because he can't be Torchad. I mean, same, am I right? But this is a little excessive. We caught him lacking this time, boys. He's missing left and right, and it looks like Torchad is having charred frog for dinner tonight. Exquisite cuisine. Only the best for this king. Oh, and I go to get my first bike. My father never taught me how to ride a bike. That's it. Wally must die. I give that kid the beat down. What, you think just because you're chronically ill I won't throw hands? Can you believe that his uncle was with him too? Why do you get to have two father figures when I don't even have one, bro? Why did you steal my dad? At least I can forget my problems gambling away with daddy's stolen credit card in the casino. It's third gym time. Honestly, I wasn't worried about this one, and yeah, I was correct. At this point, I take great pleasure in destroying old men, and I swear, if a single person comments about my daddy issues, I will probably favorite and like it because I'm self-aware. With a steel type on his team, he was destined for failure. I end him on the first try. In his desperation, he makes his Voltorb unalive itself. Typical deadbeat dad behavior. Torchad takes it on the chin and finishes him off with ease. And there's our third badge. I want to get the fourth badge, but apparently some weird stuff's happening up on a mountain, so I gotta take care of that first. Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces passing home. Oh my god, illegal dog fighting! Well, I just can't have that. Torchad and I will always defend animal rights. And of course, because I'm against illegal dog fighting, I have to beat up the dogs that are responsible. I come really close to dying on this fight, but I get really lucky with critical hits. That was the first attempt too. You see that camera up? It will have its revenge later. Stay tuned. I put an end to their scheme and take a moment to enjoy the scenery. I know it's lava or whatever, but it looks like tomato soup. I just want to taste it. Maybe the white stuff falling from the sky isn't ash, but rather salt for seasoning. Lava Ridge reminds me of the things I've always wanted but can never have. Some old lady gives me an egg, more kindness than my family has ever shown me. So I eat it right away to show how thankful I am for her generosity. Don't know why she started crying, to be honest. Pretty crunchy egg too. She should be glad I ate it at all. If you saw me getting lost in Flannery's gym, no, you didn't! This battle actually gave me so many issues. The Slugma usually aren't a problem, but Torkoal keeps trying to distract my boy! I didn't know Torchad was into turtles, but like, I mean, if you a Squirtle, he'll make you squirt! Oh. As you can see, Slash can get us so close, but it has maybe 3 HP left, which always triggers the full restore to come out. I can't believe I'm gonna have to go gain just 1 level to beat this. As a matter of fact, I'm not gonna do that because I hate grinding, so I keep just throwing my head at the wall until it cracks open. So check this run. Slugma comes out. We got a crit. And the second Slugma comes out. They toss a rock slide. It hurts, but it ain't enough to stop ya boy. Torchad is a Tormad lad. Then Torkoal comes out. The situation is tense. My guy is paralyzed and attracted, and the odds that either one of these could stop him from scoring the W is high. The moment of truth comes. Well, Flannery, I can smell the daddy issues on you as clear as day, but it looks like you've lost to yet another forgotten child this time. It's the time, boys. The moment of truth. It's time to make my father see what he's missing out on. All the years of growth he never saw. All the strangers I sold wild berries to. All the eggs Torchad made at the daycare. It's all led up to this. I confront him and get absolutely destroyed by Facade. I'm sorry, it's just too funny. Have you considered that the fact my father uses the move facade is symbolic of the underlying truth?
That every interaction we've ever had was just a mimicry of what a true family was like. But he never loved me, not even once, and the only thing that brings him pleasure is dunking on his 10-year-old daughter.
This is my anime training arc, okay? I'll be back, Dad. Don't you make fun of me! Starting to feel real sad that our nature causes our defense to be so low, as if Torchad's base defense wasn't low enough already. But it's fine. I'm sure this will definitely never be a problem at any other point in the game. It's okay, because I have an idea for this fight. It's a pretty small brain strategy, but I know that Lava Ridge Town has a charcoal that boosts the power of fire moves, and Torchad is pretty close to level 43, where he's gonna learn the real MVP of this run, Flamethrower. So to level up, I go back and bully all the other kids in his gym. Do you think it's right that these little tykes see my dad more than I do? They had it coming. With our new charcoal equipped, it's time to try again. First attempt and slacking crits me. Absolutely criminal. As a matter of fact, we're both just critting each other left and right in these next attempts, and the problem with that is if I crit, cool, I take out one Pokemon. If he gets a single crit, it's over. Vigoroth always dies in one hit, so he's never a problem. I can survive the first facade and a slash, but the last slacking is going to make this one a doozy. Finally, I get a run where slacking decides to use focus energy? All these attempts, and it's the first time I even realize he has that move. Torchad catches him slipping and he's down. Take that, Dad. All this time, you didn't notice me. Now look at yourself. You're balding and you lost to a 10-year-old with only a torchic. Well, he ain't looking so hot now, is he? Anyway, I contemplate where to go from here because my ultimate goal of LOL epically pawning my father is complete. But I decide to conquer the rest of the Hoenn region, because Torchad is an addict and the only drug that can soothe his craving is the blood of other Pokemon. And I'm scared of him. Please, if you're watching this, then help. I love being a Pokemon trainer. On my way to slap the 5th gem up, I run into my rival. Sometimes I forget he exists. This battle barely even deserves mentioning. It's extremely easy. I even make a bad play by using Sand Attack, and I still send him back to Little Root Town crying. God, am I glad I didn't stream this and pissing myself off just rewatching this footage. I'm not really that concerned about Winona. I'm expecting to make a few attempts before I get it done because Alteria's Earthquake can be a problem. But she does have a Skarmory that I know Torchad can make quick work of. Pelipper, however, puts the fear of God in me when I see that it has Water Gun, which is definitely enough to put me within killing range of Earthquake. So I gotta hope for a smooth brained AI run. On my 5th try though, Pelipper misses a Supersonic and I take him out with a crit slash. Alteria is next and uses Dragon Dance, making me sweat a little bit. When I see the Earthquake come out, I'm almost certain I'm dead, but Torchad hangs out with 33 HP. And then Flamethrower crits! Torchad isn't a Tor fad, he's an icon. At that point, I know it's over. Skarmory comes out and Flamethrower absolutely melts it. Side note, I had no idea Skarmory could be outsped by a Torchic. Anyway, now Torchad is a beefy level 50, and that's on self-growth. Yet another battle with what's-his-name that hardly deserves mentioning. Torchad is simply above petty rivalry and has absolutely no patience for those shenanigans. Get wrecked. To soothe the battle scars, he brags about his relationship with his dad. Bro, if you don't get out of here. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's fine. Guess I'll buy my pain away with more gambling. Seems like those dog ring fighters are causing trouble again on some mountains, so I guess I have to take care of that before I can hit up the 7th gym. Not much to mention, Team Magma Grunts are just protein powder for Torchad at this point. Okay, I was actually worried about this gym, like really worried, because they're resistant to fire, not to mention it's 2 against 1. I have no idea how this is gonna go, so I decide to just throw Torchad against it to see how tough the wall really is. But when Solrock uses Sunny Day, I get the feeling that if I can get a lucky run where Solrock uses that early on into the fight, I might stand a chance. Psychic isn't doing too much damage either, but then neither is my Flamethrower, even with Charcoal and Sunny Day buffing it. That's to say nothing of the hyper potions these cheaters like to use. On my 2nd run, I try Slash just to see how much more it would do, but it doesn't. So back to Flamethrower it is! On my 6th try, I take them both out before they can finish off Torchad. Really surprised it went this well, but that's my 7th gym badge in the bag. Now to see what Team Magma and my future sugar daddy Maxie have been up to. At the time, Lucy had no idea what was coming for her, but she would soon understand. she would understand the despair and cruelty of the Camerupt. Apparently, my new sugar daddy really has a thing for tomato soup, so I make sure to jot that down so I can make it for dinner and poison it and take his inheritance the moment I turn 18. Oh man, I went into this battle with so much hubris, so much egotism that I even forgot to heal. And I didn't even reset the moment I saw that I wasn't full health because I was so used to Torchad just surviving everything at this point. But here is where that mild nature with its defense down stat comes to bite me in the tail. You can see how Torchad gets taken down with a single earthquake from this behemoth of a Pokemon. Now mind you, I hate grinding. Hate grinding. And I haven't really found many rare candies in this round so far. Plus, I want to save them for the Elite Four. Thing is, even if I manage to kill Camerupt, it's gonna take more than one flamethrower. And then Crobat is gonna be right there waiting for me, ready to take me out with any move, because it outspeeds. I keep trying desperately for so many times because I think, for some reason, maybe I'll get a low roll where Earthquake doesn't kill me. But no, this is lethal for Torchad, his kryptonite. I have no choice. It's time to grind. I try leveling up just once to see if that'll give me enough to live, but then Maxie pulls the super potions out, and honestly my first thought is, yo, what? Super potions? You can't afford hyper potions? I thought you were a sugar daddy? I'm truly rethinking this business opportunity. Fine. I will do 3 more levels just this time, but after I finish that grinding, then I get a run. Whew. Oh man, I get a run where I crit flamethrower. So you're telling me I could have just kept reloading until I got a crit and I didn't have to level Torchad up to 63 most likely? Whatever! I love moving on. I'm the bigger person who forgot to buy an escape rope. Oh, wait, it takes you out automatically. Don't know why they're freaking out and calling this the apocalypse though. Kind of insensitive. It's not the end of the world, bro. It's just Florida. Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, that's the same thing. From what I can understand, I have to go fight a primordial beast to stop the end of the world from happening. Typical 10-year-old responsibilities. May out here having a normal one. Groudon is fire and ground type, so I'm thinking I might have to grind again. I give him a slash for fun. It doesn't do nearly enough, so I smack him with flamethrower just to see how much it'll do and... That easy? No, I'm reloading. You're coming with me. Enjoy being stolen from your natural habitat and living in my PC. Ah, there's nothing like keeping a god as a hostage. Now for the gym battle I've been dreading from the start, and for good reason too, because what I feared would happen absolutely does. Love Disc isn't too much of a problem. Sort of. I just need some decent RNG to get past it without unlucky status ailments. The problem is, I just don't do enough damage to his team. Doesn't help that I'm head empty. I didn't even think to try flamethrower on my first attempts. For now, I decide to suck it up and grind a few more levels. I settled on 69, which is the perfect level for Torchad. I am dead set on clearing this fight at this level. What a mistake. Honestly, this fight had me contemplating the meaning of life and whether we were put here just to suffer. I eventually wise up and start using flamethrower, which does more damage, but it's just not enough for this run. I would have to get insanely lucky to beat it at this level, and maybe not even then, because Melodic can always finish me off after the other Pokemon have whittled me down, crit luck aside. Not only was this battle the flamethrower simulator, it was the beg god for a crit simulator and the reload save simulator, and the agony of needing to level Torchad past 69! It hurts. As you can see, I even taught Torchad a TM for Aerial Ace in my desperation, which was kinda dumb since it didn't help at all. So I lost the no TM part of the challenge for no reason. Just goes to show how much I wanted this 69 victory. I'm sorry, buddy. I failed you. So, we grind against our will 5 more levels and come back at 74. Even now, it still takes several tries to get a lucky run where Love Disc dies in one hit, Celio only gets off one Water Pulse that doesn't confuse, and Whiskcast stupidly doesn't use Earthquake and gets put into quick attack range by Flamethrower, and a little bit of burn damage. Seaking continues to be the bane of my existence with Rain Dance, but at least I'm starting this part of the battle with good HP. I get super lucky and my first quick attack crits, which puts Seaking within quick attack killing range as well. And then, Torchic asserts dominance with the slash crit. Absolutely the perfect specimen of the legendary Alpha Sigma Gamma male. Quick Attack proves itself the hidden ace of this run by killing Melodic and finally giving me the 8th gem badge. God. Who names their kid Wallace anyway? Speaking of people with names that start with Wall, on my way out of Victory Road, Wally is desperate to prove he's worthy of my father's attention. But I clear him of those misconceptions real fast. Imagine that. Not a single Wally fight that gave me even a hint of trouble. Sucks to suck, bud. And now it's time for the Elite Four, the championship battle. Let's give it the good old college try. We're starting the Elite Four at level 76, and it's a good thing I saved all my ethers and elixirs up until now, because the Elite Four is turning out to be yet another flamethrower simulator, which only has 15 PP in total. At this point in the game, Slash is only a wise option if the Pokemon is ×4 resistant to fire. That's just how good Charcoal and Mild Nature combined are for Torchic, I guess. Sydney isn't really a challenge at all, and honestly, neither is Phoebe. Dusclops does have Earthquake, which makes me sweat a little, but it only gets one off before I can take it down. As you can see, I even started this battle after forgetting to heal, so that's how much of a pushover this fight was. But I have a confession. I am a little concerned about Glacia because even though she's got an ice team, as we all been knew, ice teams are never just ice teams. They have the constant dual water typing. So while Glalie dies to a single flamethrower, Celio turns out to be just as annoying as I thought it would be, and she has 2 of them. They keep chipping away at Torchad's HP since Flamethrower takes at least 2 hits to kill, and with Attraction weighing me down, it's just too easy for Walrein to have some chicken nuggies for dinner with those teeth. Why aren't we talking about this? Dude, before I replayed this game, I forgot Walrein even existed. What a disaster of a forgettable Pokemon. I guess it's because Celio's design is so much better in literally every way. Seriously, Walrein is no one's favorite Pokemon, what the heck. So, I have no choice but to quit the Elite Four and grind until Flamethrower does more damage. I'm tired of this, Grandpa! Elite Four Take 2. We grind up to level 80, absolutely destroy the first 2 League members, and level up to 81 on the way. Even now, it still takes a few attempts, which makes me think I should have just grinded up to 85 at least. Because if Glacia is still giving me issues at 81, the champion is, don't worry about it. Eventually, we get a run where one Celio wastes its time using Hail, and the other uses Attract, which Torchic luckily ignores, so we take them out with minimal damage. Nice. My nemesis arrives on the stage, but this time, Torchic lives that nasty surf with 25 HP. Yep, definitely should have grinded more. The next Flamethrower gets a high roll in terms of damage, and it goes down. Honestly, had me on the edge of my seat. Glalie is the last Pokemon in our team, but at this point, resistance is futile. Done and done. No problem. So, Drake, I have a confession to make about my approach in this run. I've basically done 0 research on the teams before battling them. Only really looked at movesets if the battle was giving me trouble after I'd already attempted it. That's how I approach life. I'm always the kid who never studied but somehow always passed the test with a decent grade. So, about Drake. Let's just say I had no idea what I was in for and expected this to go way easier than it really did. I thought to myself, Dragon types. That's fine. They're both neutral effectiveness. I'm sure Torchic can handle it, but I think I forgot how Dragon types work, especially in Gen 3, because Gen 3 has so few of them on trainer teams that it's easy to pretend they don't exist. Flygon, more than anything, is especially frustrating because it has me thinking Dragon Breath must have a 100% paralyze rate. I mean, look at these attempts, it's getting it every single time. It's not a 100% chance, but Torchic was just getting crippled so much I started wondering if Gen 3 just had a glitch or something that made it always paralyze. Needless to say, without any speed advantages and getting para-hacks, there's just no way. That's to say nothing of the earthquakes that absolutely destroy me. I could keep trying to get a run where Flygon doesn't manage to paralyze me, but there's 2 of them, and I'm just not getting lucky. I need to come back with more levels where Flamethrower does more damage, so we have no choice. I'm so sick of grinding at this point that I level up once before caving and using the rare candies I've salvaged up till now, which was dumb, because we try again at level 85 and still have no luck. So after a painstaking 3 more levels, I jump into the Elite Four at level 88. 8 is my lucky number after all. And we try again. Take 2,432. It's already going a lot better. I find out Dragon Breath does not have a 100% paralyze rate, so that's great. Thanks for only letting me find that out after I grinded for 2 hours. The first flamethrower takes him down to a little under half, but then the citrus berry puts him over the threshold. Salamence comes out with the fly, and I almost think it's over for your boy when he lives with 4 HP! Torchad flirts with death as if she were merely another member of his harem. Instinct drives me to use Aerial Ace instead of Flamethrower, which was apparently a sign from your god Rayquaza, because it crits. Finally. Hey, pal. Hey, buddy. How you like them apples? We have put the brakes on Drake, and it is on to the championship battle. So, MG, Steven is the champion! I mean, after the fallout with Maxie being way more poor than I thought, maybe I found a new target. We're starting this fight at level 89, and Skarmory is the first to go down to Flamethrower. Then Metagross comes out, and I'm shocked that Flamethrower is a one-hit KO for him too. Next is Claydol, and the Earthquake it probably has does make me a bit worried, but Steven makes a terrible choice and uses Light Screen instead. So Torchad roasts it, no problem. He even gets the burn, which was unnecessary, but felt very fitting. It puts up a fight and gets an Earthquake out, but it honestly does less damage than I thought it would. It goes down and Torchad is at 92 HP. Not too shabby. Was it obvious to the audience that this was gonna happen? Because my jaw just kept dropping while recording this footage. We did it. We got the champion. And my boy isn't even level 100. Where's my victory rap? Oh my god, you again? Dude, you're such a little clout chaser. What, you wanna be here because I'm the champion now? Figures. Why don't you try vague posting about me on Twitter instead? Pretty sure that'll get you farther than this desperate trash. Me and my new sugar daddy walk into the great beyond, and it's time for Torchad to be acknowledged as the new god of the Hoenn region. Looking back on this challenge, this was really fun. I could have beaten the entire run without TMs as well, which just speaks to the power of Flamethrower. I remember being a little apprehensive about Torchad having a mild nature. I wasn't sure if it suited a Chad after all, but it was all worth it in the end. I'm seriously not that good at video games, so I'm amazed at what I was able to do with the tiny bit of strategy that I knew, and a little bit of persistence with grinding. Can't forget that. Painful part. So thanks for being here, dear humans, and sharing in this historical event with me. By the way, if you beat the game while only having like 7 Pokemon the entire time, it just keeps repeating the same pictures of those Pokemon for the credits, and it just looks so dumb, and does not have anywhere close to the effect they intended for it to have when you've caught several Pokemon. At least it's good for a laugh. Don't be knocking on the chicken or he'll give your butt a licking. Not in that way, he'll be kicking. Yeah, he'll be spitting and fisting. It sounds wrong, but if you listen, then you'll find him in the kitchen. He'll be wearing oven mittens and he'll serve you kids a litten. Grab a bowl and start the whisking. Knocked up in the claw, start frisking. Find your Mudkipz and start grilling. The best starter, he's a villain. You can lure some if you're willing. Make a line and start to fill and crack the soda pop. He's chillin'. Show you how to make a living. Don't let Torchad catch you slipping. Now it's time to make a killing. Yeah. Cringe. Okay, but really, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, you can subscribe and press the bell to be notified for when I post more. Tell me in the comments down below if I should do more challenges like this. I love Pokemon, and I've got some ideas of my own, but, you know, penny for your thoughts. Oh, and you can slap like to leave some respect for Torchad if it tickles your fancy.